Hi everyone, thank you for joining me and welcome to my channel. It's Veroosh and this is your reading for January 5th through about the, I don't know, 10th or so. So it's the next 5 days. It's Tuesday. The reason I'm posting on Tuesday is because on Monday I posted a video about soulmates in 2021. It was an all sign reading, meaning it had a message for every single one of you, and you can check it out in the description, and also I'll put it in the cards and at the click through at the end of the video. So I go through, there's a lot of people saying this and that about soulmates, that soulmates are this and soulmates are that. So what I thought I would do is give you guys like a brief explanation of the history of the idea of soulmates so you can kind of make up your mind for yourselves. People say like words like ancient. It's so ancient to like cover up for the fact that they don't really know where it comes from. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just tell you guys the history so that you can make up your own decision. And then on top of that, in that video, I went through the major astrological transits for love in 2021. And I told you some of the best days for love, and then also best days for love in your sign. So it's a fun video, and you can check it out there. Today, we're going to talk about this week, which at first it seems like not that much is going on. The eclipses are over, this and that. But there's a lot going on this week, so I am going to do the astrology. I almost did a whole dedicated video to this, but it got late and I'm like, no, we'll just do it like this. So let's do the astrology for this week, and then I'll do a sign by sign reading. I knew I forgot something, but it's not too far out of reach. And we'll do a sign by sign reading for your zodiac for the rest of the week, the regular weekly, okay? So I hope you guys are doing well. I think I already wished you guys. No, this is the first time I'm live, so Happy New Year, you guys. I hope you're feeling like a weight has been lifted. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. So awesome. Okay, so let's just get going. So first, let's do the astrology. Hey girl, hey. And let's rock and roll and see about that. So there's a lot going on astrologically this week. The first thing to really know is that there are 3 transits of the planets switching signs. So the first switch happens tomorrow. And at that time, Mars, you can see, switches right over here, right? There's Mars right there. Switches between Aries and Taurus. And the significant part of this is that Mars is the ruler of Aries, and he's been in Aries since last June. So it's been 6 months. And the reason for this is, as you guys may remember, there was a Mars retrograde in Aries. So we've had a lot of crazy energy, and especially at the end of Aries. I've talked about this a couple weeks ago on the live. There's an asteroid here called, I actually think Eris is a minor planet. So let me correct myself. But anyway, Eris, the minor planet, it's not an asteroid. It has this long elliptical high orbit very far away from Earth. And so what happens when a transit is far away, its movement is very slow on the astrological wheel, right? So Eris has been in Aries since all of us were born. I think she entered into Aries in the 1930s, so almost 100 years ago. And she'll leave Aries in 2050, so it's still a while there. So she's at 23 degrees Aries. And so I was mentioning that on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, there was that Tennessee terrorist attack. And so that was when Mars was in the same position as Eris. So it's had many iterations of this crazy energy. So Mars in Aries is sort of like that, except when it hits that point, it magnifies it and makes it more crazy. Furthermore, it was on a square to Pluto, so no surprise that something had happened. So it's nice to see Mars move into Taurus. In Taurus, expect a much more pragmatic, grounded energy, a lot less frazzled, a lot less crazy, and a lot more kind of pragmatic. But stubborn. Mars in Taurus is stubborn. So if you are dealing with someone or some situation and you're trying to persuade that person or situation, you might see more opposition and inflexibility from that person or that situation. Furthermore, Mars is creating a conjunction with Uranus and Lilith. Hello. So that again is one of those kind of chaotic energies where anything may happen. Uranus is, kind of fast moving, kind of crazy, kind of wild card planet energy. And so Mars together with that, and then Lilith, the witch. The witch is too nice of a word because I don't want to offend the Wiccans or the witches out there, but I mean Lilith is a really bad seed, and so altogether it's just not a nice energy. Think damp, dank, jagged rocks, that kind of visual there. So the energy of Mars in Taurus is positive, it's abundant. However, the conjunction here, be careful for sharp rocks, be careful just about being too pushy with people at this time. And the nice thing is that Lilith is moving away from Uranus, and Mars will move through this area rather fast. But for the time being, this is more reactive, Mars in Aries, like tit for tat kind of energy. But Mars in Taurus is more pragmatic, more stubborn, more dig my heels into the ground sort of energy. So if you're dealing with people like that, or if you feel that coming onto you, then go slow with those kinds of energies. Don't feed into them too much, okay? Or deal with them as best you can. I'll go back to this in just a moment. So that happens tomorrow on Wednesday, Mars in Taurus. It's going to really calm things down. So the nice thing about Mars leaving Aries is Mars is in rulership in Aries, and many of you, especially if you have water transits or a lot of earth, you may have been feeling like WTF is going on. Everything could have been moving around you very quick on an energetic level. And so now that Mars has moved into Taurus, things calm down. Calm down. Okay, so that's good. So let's talk about the other transits that happen on Friday, because on Friday we have a couple changes, and both into the fixed signs. So now that we're talking, actually Taurus is the fixed sign, the other one is a cardinal, sorry, my bad. But the overall message for all of you is that fixed signs, Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, I want to say Sagittarius, but it's not, Aquarius, if you have placements in those four signs, this is the time when this year in general, but particularly at this time because of this Aquarian transit, you're going to feel more kind of pressure in life in general. We'll get into that more in other videos. Suffice it to say that that feeling of pressure is going to increase now because Mercury, communication, is moving into Aquarius. A little fun fact, Mercury is going to go retrograde at the end of January in Aquarius, so we're going to have a lot of fun time talking about that. But for now, it's creating a conjunction with Saturn and Jupiter, which I think is a very good thing. Something new has happened, something new has released, and there's a proliferation of energy here, a fast growth of something positive, a liberation from everything in Capricorn that we know about the worst year of our lives last year, right? The one we shall never mention again. So this leaving behind of that energy of 2020 is a part of this conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn, and Mercury entering into that. If you feel as though nothing has much happened in your life, you may see that now Mercury, having entered into Aquarius, suddenly the messages start flying and the information starts flying around. So you might see that there's actually some mobility or action, change and transformation, especially through communications. So those communications that weren't happening yet, now that Mercury forms the conjunction with Saturn, and then in a few days with Jupiter, it's already technically in a conjunction with them, but as it forms this conjunction, that communication is going to proliferate. The other transit that's switching signs is Venus, who's moving from Sagittarius into Capricorn. So that's going to happen on Friday as well. Capricorn Venus, let me know if you have Capricorn Venus. It's an understated Venus. A lot of people say no bueno, but I think it's actually quite good. It's a very caring mother. You know, if you watched my, which video was the, I think it was Jupiter in Aquarius, was it? With Amalthea, the goat that nursed Zeus. Was that that was the Great Conjunction video. You guys probably watched that. But so it's the mother energy of Capricorn. So Venus in Capricorn, I think, is inherently nice. And so I'll have more to say about Venus in just a moment. But just know that she's switching on Friday. So so those are the changes. Just to summarize, if you're new to astrology, Mars moves into Taurus, a fixed sign, an earth fixed sign. Mercury moves into Aquarius, an air fixed sign. And Venus moves into Capricorn, an earth and cardinal sign, initiatory energy. So that's a big counterbalance, because for the last week we have really shifted into the air element. And so now we're kind of rounding that out with the inner planets with these short-term transits in earth and one in air. Okay, so let's talk about Venus a little bit more, because I have something to show you guys about today and tomorrow. So Venus is actually at this point right here, which is about 27 degrees Sag. She moves very fast, so she's going to be there and then be gone, but I want to give you a heads up about it. So 27 degrees of Sag is a very important position astrologically. It's because that is where the galactic center is in our galaxy, the Milky Way. So a couple years ago, you may have been paying attention and noticed that some scientists took pictures of the black hole at the center of our galaxy. It's called the Sagittarius A star because it's Sagittarius, right there at 27 degrees in the tropical system. Anyway, and so this, in some way, astrologers are using this placement, but I think that because it's a fairly new piece of astronomy information, relatively, I think that we're still learning about what the frequency of that is. My interpretation of that is that it's a frequency of high energy. So I'm excited to see Venus at this position. To me, that signifies that whatever love energy needs to come in quickly will be propelled. I don't know if you know how a black hole works, but around the event horizon, which is the periphery of the black hole, is a lot of light that sort of saves itself, but that's probably the best way to say it. So the black hole pulls all the light in, everything gets lost, not everything, Hawking radiation, I know, but then some peripheral light gets pushed off. And then there's these two jet streams of light that are of light energy that get kind of pushed out from the process of how a black hole functions. And so with all of that energy shoots out in these streams of energy, which I feel like in some way, you know, when we're putting our focus in the direction of the center. So we go around the sun. I don't know how to explain it any better. Now I have a good idea. When we go around the sun, right, the earth, the solar system, our sun goes essentially around this star, the Sagittarius A star. So our star to us to our star. So the moon to the earth is like the earth to the sun is like our sun to Sagittarius A star. Now I'm being very, very kind of loose with that kind of suggestion or metaphor, but it really does kind of parallel that symmetry, right? That geometry. And so therefore the energy from the center of the Milky Way has a very high energetic frequency. So therefore we are orbiting collectively the entire galaxy is orbiting around this point, so it has to be significant. So what I thought we could do after I'm done this is I'm going to do a meditation inspired by this, and it'll be a channeled meditation on the meditation channel. I'll link it down below when it's finished. And so hopefully we can do something around the theme of love and bringing love in, and you can watch it even after Venus leaves. It'll just be a meditation that I'll use this transit to create. So I thought it would be nice. And if you don't want to do a meditation, but you're interested in love, this is a day, today to tomorrow is a wonderful day for you to initiate love-centered things. Furthermore, Venus is already in a beautiful trine to Mars. That happens only a couple times a year. So this is the highest frequency connection between Venus and Mars at this time. So the flow of love into your life is better now than usual. If you're in a relationship, it's a good time to improve upon things, to be together, to grow on the positives and fix negative things. If you're single, this is a wonderful time for you to reach out to the universe and initiate energy connection. If you want a relationship, this is a good time to start. So that's what we'll do, is do the meditation for that purpose. And if you do any magic, if you do anything on your own, it is a wonderful time for you to practice something, you know. I don't really recommend magic for love. I feel it brings more harm than good. But if you want to do some kind of whatever you feel is appropriate, if you're looking for a good transit for love, this is one of the best ones, and it happens only once every 10 months or so, sometimes longer. So yeah, Venus is in 27 degrees Sag, bringing in love. It's in alignment with the galactic center. So if you're looking for your soulmate, if you're looking for true love, all of those things, or if you're just looking to love yourself more and find forgiveness or more love with the people around you, it's a wonderful time for that connection. So that's really nice. So we mentioned the trine between Mars and Venus. That's going to continue as both planets switch into the Earth signs. So that will be very positive energy. Okay, so I wanted to mention a couple things. Oh, that's right. On Thursday, the moon will enter into Scorpio. Okay, that's right here. This is Thursday the 7th. So it will form an opposition to the transits in Taurus that I mentioned before. If you're wondering what's going on in your life, like what are some of these problematic things you need to watch out for, I would suggest that on Thursday, pay attention for signs, pay attention to inspiration from the universe to kind of guide you to maybe something will become apparent to you. Maybe it doesn't mean that something's going to happen, but you will get some kind of vision or help understanding the things that are changing in your life, the things that you need to change. Any kind of energy that poses a challenge or is in some way a conflict to what you have going on, which is Lilith, like anything working against you, that too will come front and center, so you'll know exactly what you're dealing with. So that Scorpio moon will really help you on Thursday with that awareness. Plus, look at this, it's a big, big square, T-square to Saturn, so it might be like a brutal awakening for some people, like I really need to know this or I need to know that. So That's good energy. I do think that's a good energy because it makes you aware. The moon makes you aware. It makes you just recognize the things you've been denying yourself, the things you need to pay attention to. So I would say use that as a blessing. Nothing bad will come of it, but it will in some way, you know, give you insight into what you need to pay attention to. So Thursday, pay attention. Okay, so a couple more things. Just overall symmetry of the chart. You can see here there's a big square between the Aquarian transits and the Taurus transits. So this will affect the fixed signs the most. So if you have Aquarian placements or Taurus placements, if you have Leo placements at the beginning of Leo or Scorpio placements at the beginning of Scorpio, that will really activate these transits at this time. But for all of us, there might be a bit of a push and pull energy between, you know, ideas and wanting to initiate things, and then on the other hand, feeling like you need to restructure certain things in your life. So there could be like a conflict of interest. Furthermore, Lilith and Taurus is a problem at this time because essentially she can encourage risk-taking behavior at a time when you have to be more cautious. So this week is more like cautious progress, steps ahead. But here's my good news about Lilith that I've been waiting to tell you guys. If you guys don't know, I have been using Lilith in my chart since she's been in Sagittarius or even in Scorpio. So it's been 5 years of Lilith readings. The reason for this is partly to do with the Capricorn conjunction. I knew it was coming, and I wanted to kind of get you guys ready for what happened last year. But she formed a series of conjunctions, especially in late Scorpio, especially in Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Aquarius. So this was a few years ago, 2 to 3 years ago. And that was kind of the precursor energy of everything that was getting stoked up. And Lilith brought with it a lot of friction, a lot of just bad energy. And so I kept her in the chart. I took her off when I think she was in Pisces or something. Or maybe, yeah, it must have been in Pisces for a while. I took her out, but then I brought her back in. Anyway, I'm happy to say that we can phase her out. So she's an asteroid. And because of her placement now, that doesn't mean she's gone, but it means that her effect on our lives is being diminished now. And so, you know, those things that we really needed to watch out for with Lilith, we can move past now because her aspects to these placements and transits is removed. So the only thing you really need to worry about moving forward is maybe the North Node. Maybe I'll bring her back for that, but I don't know. But maybe find out if you have Lilith in Gemini, Cancer, or Leo, or Virgo, and that will give you an idea if in the next 3 to 4 years there's something to pay attention to, or if these are your first house. So Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, first house, you might want to still pay attention to. When you get a personal reading, maybe you can ask an astrologer when that will be, or you can look it up yourself. But yeah, bye-bye, Lilith. I don't think I was going to do it. Well, I'm not ready to do it yet. But next week we can do a ceremony and like I'll take her off of the chart and we'll all clap and it'll be a good show. So 2 more things. I hope this isn't too much. I haven't done too much astrology and I hear that you guys really like it. So Sun is squaring the nodes. Sun is squaring the nodes. Yes, it is. Wait a minute. No, it's not. Why did I write that? That doesn't make sense. Okay, ignore that. Sun won't square the nodes in a while. I had been looking at a different chart. But the Sun is creating hold on. The Sun is creating a sextile to Neptune, and that's important. So, basically, a sextile is one skip over in another sign, so 60 degrees over. And Sun sextile Neptune, I feel overall, in summary, I feel as though this week there are certain blockages that we will work through. We want to make things happen, but the execution of this might be a little bit awkward at times. There might be obstacles in what we want to achieve, and that's the fixed sign Aquarian Taurus stuff. But the sun with Neptune is going to give us an ability to see possibilities in this sextile. So if you see obstacles in your life at this time, the sun with Neptune will in some way open up possibilities, give you a new perspective, you know, give you another chance, see something from a different, if you feel like you have an obstacle in front of you, you'll see a different way, you know, through the situation. So that's very exciting. And so that's something to look forward to. So two of the really cool transits of this week are actually Venus at the galactic center and the sun with Neptune. And then we have those energies of trying to organize things. And it's almost like organizing things in a very full room. It feels like imagine, you know, having a room full of stuff and trying to organize it. It's kind of tough to make sure that everything is organized well. And so, yeah, so you should, when it feels, this week will feel like trying to organize like all your crystals on a really busy shelf or something like that with lots of stuff on it. So not terrible, but it's not the easiest. But the really good energy comes from Venus at the galactic center. That's today and tomorrow. Venus trine Mars, which is great for love, and Sun sextile Neptune through the week for inspirational dreams, thinking, visions, those kinds of things. So I hope I wasn't, I know I went almost half an hour, but there, like I said, there was a lot to talk about this week. If you're still confused about the transits, follow me on Twitter. I'll post about things as they're happening there, so you'll get notifications. Okay, so first we're going to start with Sag. Sag has been going last, so it's interesting to see you guys first. So let's go for it. Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's take a look at your transits. Okay, so we're going to do the 7-card spread since it's Tuesday. That was Monday. And then we have 6 more days. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or you can have your own kind of choice of which is what. Okay, so Sag, overall message for this week is the Tower. So don't be afraid of this. So of course, Venus is in Sag at the galactic center. So something might very quickly shift for you. And maybe, I wonder if the galactic center is not why Sag is such a fast sign. Like, because that energy is coming, the gravitational pull of the Sagittarius A star is, you know, directed precisely at your sign. So something unexpected is changing. Let's have a look and see what's happening with it. We have the 3 of Cups next. Invitations for a party or celebration. People want to hang out with you, or there's an opportunity to reconnect with someone, maybe even talk on the phone. On Wednesday, we have the 10 of Swords. And so I feel as though in a conversation in which you want to have with someone else, there's nothing else that can be said. It feels like a situation is sort of dead in the water for you, Sag, and there's not much you can do. So I feel like you're coming to terms with that. Maybe it has to do with the Tower. And then we have the Devil on Thursday. I feel as though somebody's showing their true colors. And if you're dealing with somebody who's drinking, then I feel like you're going to see very much what they are about. You know, and especially that might be liberating for you, Sag, because until you see what their true devilish persona is, it might be hard for you to be able to tell. So I feel like that's a good thing. It's in a position of luck. So the fact that you're seeing, you know, whatever it is you're seeing is a good thing. You might reconnect with someone who you haven't spoken with for a while, and when you do, you'll be like, there's the devil. That's why I haven't seen this person. Sometimes we need that reminder, right? So it's a brutal reminder, but it helps you not feel so bad. Then we have the King of Cups. Inversely, in terms of love, somebody has very open feelings towards you. Somebody loves you a lot. Somebody's prepared to make a commitment to you. Someone cares about you. There's a lot of loving, open, mature energy there. So good luck to you in love. You know, when you have someone good on your side, when you have someone good that's coming in, it's so much easier to let the bad people go. So, you know, those things that are not serving you, or I'm really getting someone who you tried to help someone be a better person, or be a nicer person, but that's sort of over. You know, like you tried, you did the best you could. And then we have the 10 of Cups. And so the result that you're getting is positive. I feel like it's an end to a bad situation. Look at this, a drastic change for the better. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. That's what I want to see. This is a big turnaround for you, Sagittarius. By the weekend, I feel like you'll be very much connected with the people who matter. Look, you have 3 tens, definitely end of a cycle, definitely end to something that's not serving you. The 10 of Swords tells me that a relationship that you have been trying to find some kind of, resolution to, you've been sort of allowing a situation to continue despite the fact it wasn't good. And I think it's finally reached that line. And so you feel possibly some kind of way about it, guilty or sad or whatever. But I think that what you're getting is loyalty, family, love, like you're getting good things from people. Conversely, a partner who's been, gallivanting and like drinking it up or being messy is gonna finish his gambling, drinking ways, or her bad ways, and come around and be loyal. So maybe definitely a fast turnaround for the better, but I think it'll be different depending on what your situation is. So a situation got hairy scary almost, I think, and now it's turning out for the better. So that's very nice, Sagittarius. You guys you're in the good energy right now. The Aquarian transits are so good for you, Sag. So yeah, just watch the Soulmates 2011 video. You'll be happy. There's a lot of good energy for you there. Okay, so Pisces next. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Hey, Pisces, welcome to my channel. Oh, you're up quick. So now let's take a look at Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at your overall energy, Pisces. We have the King of Pentacles. So to me, that signifies that this week you're either around a person like this, or you're like a person like this right now. That means that you have your bases covered, finances in check, things are going well. You're in good company with good people. You feel strong and secure in the circumstances that you have going on. Okay, so next we have the Page of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. And this is in the Mars energy, the beginning of the week, Tuesday, an initiation. You're starting something, Pisces. You're starting a new direction. You're thinking about a new direction, a new beginning. You're trying something different than you normally do. And I think that this new beginning is exciting, but you aren't so sure of it yet. I feel like this week you will feel more momentum to begin this new path because you feel secure or supported by someone who's trustworthy, a good person on your side. So then we have the World card. And so what this represents is, I think you need to have a conversation with someone and bring what you're thinking out into the world. So tell them what you want or what you're planning. You're planning something personally or privately. You need to tell other people, let them in. I think when you start letting people in, then I think that you'll also like find out more about this situation. I think that if you, how do I say this? If you let others in, more information will come to you this week, and you'll be able to take steps to from making something very little something bigger. So that's great. And then on Thursday we have the 7 of Wands, and so this is stick up for yourself, and it's important for you to be assertive this week, Pisces. I'm getting a lot of downloads for you actually right now. What I would say is this week, it feels like you're sort of going out of your comfort zone on something, which is the Page of Swords. And this is saying that this is the week in order to assert yourself and do that more. So if you want to begin something new, this is the time to do it. Here is the next energy, which is Friday. We have the Knight of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Around you, someone might make an offer of some kind, do a nice gesture towards you, or say something nice. I feel like they're going to say something to you. If you are in a relationship, the person you're in a relationship with is going to somehow reach out to you, or somehow try to reach out to you, or try to make an offer towards you. If you're not in a relationship, someone who is of a friendly disposition towards you might reach out to you, want to talk to you. But I think like romantic vibes for sure. And then on Saturday we have the Devil, which is Saturday, very interesting. I feel as though you feel timid towards a new beginning with something. And I feel like in this situation, that timidity is not necessarily necessary. So you'll figure out by Saturday that there's nothing to be worried about. It feels like you feel like you're playing outside of your comfort zone. And so I feel like this Devil is saying that by Saturday you are going to in some way sit with yourself and say, am I actually holding myself back a bit here? Maybe I have more, how do you say, I'm more prepared for this situation than I give myself credit for. And so maybe on Saturday you're going to be thinking about that. On Sunday, 4 of Wands, this could be about letting somebody in. Somebody has been trying to, reach out and talk with you, and maybe you've been shutting them down. Maybe you've been defensive because you're afraid. But by Sunday, maybe things are working out and you're getting comfortable. And if you're by yourself, Sunday's going to be nice as well. Happy home, happy family. I love the 4 of Wands. So I think good things are coming. It could be also true that you need to reach out to someone else, especially if you're dealing with an earth sign. Maybe this is you reaching out to an earth sign and saying, hey, what's up? Can we connect? No matter what your gender is, that could be happening as well. So that's for you, Pisces. Very exciting. I feel that you're very shy about a situation. And so, yeah, I hope it works out. I think that you're shy about something new that you're not confident in. And yeah, it's endearing to feel that you care about something, and I hope it does work out for you. So, okay. So before I start the next sign, let me mention, I forgot to mention it in the intro, but maybe those of you who are watching live, you can leave a comment if something happens. So there's a big storm at my house right now, and the lights have been going off and on earlier today, but I forgot to mention it. So if something should happen, because there's a wind warning, so if the power goes out and I go offline and can't get back on, we'll finish later. And if somebody wouldn't mind to leave a comment for the video that's posted for the people who watch, and then we'll deal with it separately, okay? So yeah, so if I disappear, everything's fine. It's just my power went out probably, and with that, the internet. Okay, so next we have Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. But I wanted to tell you guys about the Galactic Center and Venus, so that's what I'm excited about. Very excited. And if you have suggestions about a meditation once I post the video, leave your suggestions below because I'm not firm on the type of love meditation that I'm going to do. But it's coming. It's going to be a channeled message. Okay. Capricorn, hi, welcome to my channel. Sorry for the caveat, you guys. Okay, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Capricorn. Let's see what's going on. I really want to turn these cards over too soon. Let's see. Capricorn, 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 Capricorn. Okay, let's see. I really talked, the reason when I sometimes don't do astrology, I feel like I talk myself out of it. Like, I'm already done talking. Like, but I wanted to tell you all the astrology. It was just so much to say. Okay, I know that I'm being a big baby, but it's just, oh, already. Okay, so bear with me here. So we have Capricorn energy first. So this is nice, Six of Pentacles. So it's a fair and just week. I think that you'll at this time see a big shift towards much more connection with your friends and family. And if you're dealing with an Aries, I feel like that will greatly improve. So if you're a Capricorn with an Aries, I think that at this time, both of your signs are really shifting gears to a more like connect with people who you love phase. So you might be reaching out to others and being more present in your social life, and that will feel really nice. And then we have the Nine of Swords. This week, you're probably feeling some degree of anxiety and worry about future situations. Some of you might be having dreams of stressful circumstances, stressful scenarios. If you're feeling that pressure, maybe it's your planets forming an aspect, especially those of you who have transits at the beginning of Capricorn. That's that Lilith trine or the Uranus trine there. So if you're feeling nervous about something, just tell yourself it's the astrology, I'll be fine. So if you're, but I do feel like weariness about acting or acting on a situation, nervousness towards acting on a situation, or some degree of not being sure about what to do about a situation or a circumstance. And then we have the Emperor. So communication about things. If you're making a master plan, this is a great week for it. I think you need to organize your thoughts this week. I think that possibly like organize what you are doing for work. I think it's time to go back to the drawing board and reassess whatever it is that you're working on, how it's fitting your life. And I think once you do, you'll feel much better. You also may hear from your husband if you're married specifically to a man. You might hear from your husband. They may provide some kind of comfort for the worry. I do sense that many of you are experiencing stress about the possibilities in life at this time. You're worried about the future, about how the future is not that it's not guaranteed. It seems chaotic and like it can sort of, anything can happen at this time. And Capricorn, that you don't like that energy. You don't mind change and transformation, but when you have the ability to affect the change, and you know, Capricorn's the first sign to take the responsibility on their shoulders and say, what can I do about it? But I feel like your weariness or worry stems from the fact that you feel as though the world circumstances around us are not something that we necessarily can control. And so it's that lack of ability to control and affect change in your life that's making you nervous. So I think most of that Nine of Swords is that. And then we have the Eight of Wands. I really feel as though somebody's going to show up for you in your life. Somebody's going to show love to you, or some other kind of very positive feelings, an encouraging energy, kind words, love, understanding, encouragement. You'll hear that this week. And then on Friday, we have justice. If you're dealing with a Libra, that's very important. I feel as though if you're in a relationship with a Libra, if you're dealing with a person with Libra transits, the last little while, especially even the last 2 years, may have been extremely strained between you and your partner. This is specific for Capricorn Libra relationships, but I feel as though now, as the transits have left your sign, it's almost like it's more fixable, or whatever it is that needs to be amended is in a little bit of a better situation. Also, if you're worried about how things are going to turn out with a love interest, to me, this signifies that there is an improvement that's going on. I feel like there is a balance between the two of you that's coming through. And sort of like if there's conflict, it's a good time to work things out, talk things through. I think there's worriness. You're worried about what will happen, which is understandable, but also I think that things will work out. Okay. And then we have the Seven of Wands, which is in the, you need to stick up for yourself in this situation. You need to put your foot down on something. I think you're avoiding it. I think that you don't really want to avoid a situation, and especially in circumstances when it comes to things being fair. Now, remember, Venus is entering into your sign on, Friday? So that means that at that time, you will be very persuasive for a period of like 3 to 4 weeks when Venus is in Capricorn. So your ability to affect circumstances in your life will be very good, and you'll get a lot of positive attention. You'll be very persuasive. So if you're dealing with people, whether it's love or business, it's a great time to say, let's make this fair, or let's work things out. It's a good time to be influential. If you want more information on that, watch the Soulmate 2021 video that I did. That was really cool because I showed you guys the exact dates for your sign in which transits like Venus in your sign will be most beneficial to your sign. So go check that out. And then we have the Five of Cups. I think you're prepared to make a decision about some things. I feel like that I'm looking at these cards and it's telling me of a compromise that you're making with someone. So I feel like you've been compromising a situation that doesn't make you feel good. So you've been continuing to participate in a situation that doesn't feel good. And in order for out of loyalty or trust or devotion or love. And I feel that even though a part of it is disappointing that you have to assert yourself in this way, I feel like it's minimal in comparison to the worry that you've been feeling. And so removing a person or a situation is advisable at this time, and especially to make things fair. It's not about winning over, it's about making sure that you and other people are on the same footing. And I feel like your partner, if you have a relationship, is very supportive of you at this time. So all steam ahead. This is about checking someone who's not doing right by you. And if you're in that situation, it's a good time to move forward. And Mars is also Capricorn in a trine to your placement. So that's also very good energy for the next week to be able to make action towards a certain direction. If you're single, it's a good time for dating. So very good, because Mars is in your 5th house, Venus is in your 1st house. You're very charming. You're very kind of alluring, adventurous energy. So get out there as much as you can. Don't break the law. Follow the guidelines. But yeah, just very positive energy there. Okay. So next we have Libra. Speaking, if you're interested, Libra, or if you're dealing with a Capricorn, I would suggest that you watch the Capricorn section, because there was some information about you. It was the previous one, so I remember. Libra should be feeling better, air sign energy, and so with everything entering into Aquarius, the pressure off of the square with Capricorn has greatly decreased. And so all systems ahead, you should feel lighter and brighter, ready to take the world on. And then this week, as I mentioned in the astrology, Mercury is moving into Aquarius, another air sign, and that's going to help things further, okay? So your overall energy is the Eight of Pentacles. So to me, this suggests it's a work-filled week, attention to detail, and really pragmatically and consistently work towards an outcome that you want. The next message is the Death card. This is the energy of Scorpio. There's some kind of action around changing things or putting an ending to something. If you're dealing with a Scorpio, I would say at this time be careful of conflict, because this is the position of Mars, which suggests that there could be some conflict with anyone who has placements in Scorpio. However, I feel as though this will be a step towards a big change. You might put an end to something and decide to go in a new direction, take a big step in a new direction, a change of path, transformation, all those things. And then we have Wednesday, the Queen of Pentacles, and what this represents is that there is going to be conversations about boundaries. I feel as though something is happening around your life, Libra, and you're focusing on work in order to have your private space, because I feel as though there is something that you are avoiding. There's something that you are focusing on your work to not avoid, but rather than focusing on something like a big change, a transformation, possibly something that's intimidating, you're focusing on work, the things you can control. The Queen of Pentacles is about you asserting your boundaries, and I feel like maybe you're putting an end to something, and then you'll have to still talk to the person or deal with the situation in which you assert your boundaries more. So this is all like, this is how I want things done, this is how things need to be. You're communicating that, and I think that's a very good energy. So, you know, this is how we're going to talk about things. This is the way we can communicate. This is the way this and that. So you're asserting yourself in a very good way. And then happiness, 10 of Cups. And so what this represents is that this week, family connections are solid and good. Happiness, joy, family. So it's almost like you're choosing not to draw yourself into negative spaces, but rather you're moving to a happy place with family. You're moving to a happy place, focusing with work and family and those kinds of things, rather than focusing on the things that drive you crazy, that bother you. And then you have the Friday, 10 of Swords. It really feels as though it doesn't have to be romantic, but it does feel as though there's a very clear and decisive ending between yourself and someone else or some kind of situation. It's a big decision point. It's like, boom, this is how it's going to be. It's very, very decisive. Sorry to be repetitive, but I just feel like there's a conversation that you're having with someone or something in which you're saying, this is the end of a circumstance or situation. Then we have the Three of Wands. And so I think that it's time for new things to come in. I think you're aware of that. And so the Three of Wands is saying that, like, rather than pretend like everything's fine in a situation or in a relationship, you're saying, I'm not going to expose myself to this thing, presumably because it's hurtful in some way. And I already know that something good is coming in my direction, so I'll focus on that in the meantime instead. And I'm fine on my own for now, working, focusing, until the thing that I'm waiting for comes. Then we have the Two of Pentacles as the outcome. I feel as though you've made a decision to turn your back on something and work towards something that you want. Not everything in your life is as you ideally want, Libra, but but you're like satisfied, and you're confident that where it turns to is of a positive nature. You're confident that where you are taking things, it is of a positive nature. And so I feel like, yeah, I feel like, you know, you're putting your big pants on, big girl pants on. And so you're making a decision to choose not to continue in something that's maladaptive, unhealthy, not positive for you. And even though letting go of that does take away a level of fun or that positive element to some degree, you know that it's better for you. So it's like eating healthy or doing something healthy for yourself and letting go of the things that may produce some satisfaction in the short term, but with it also comes some negativity. So if I were to call your reading anything, it would be like turning your back on negativity for a positive result. So there you go. Maybe I should do that. I always think, oh, I should do this or that, and I never do it when I do readings. Okay, so Gemini's next, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Hi, Gemini. I really want to move because the pillow I'm sitting on is like an uncomfortable position, ladies, if you know what I'm saying. So, okay, so now I'm good. I'm perched. All right, so let's go. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Now, Gemini, do I have something astrologically to tell you about? Let's see. How are you guys doing in chat? Ooh, a lot of people came. Hi, everybody. Okay, so, well, for you, the North Node is in Gemini, yes. And then also all the transits in Aquarius are positive. So, yeah, no, I feel as though the energy is really good for Gemini. I was just wondering if there was something specific I wanted to say. Also, thank you for the super buck. Thank you for the member. If you want to give me a super buck that's over $6, consider becoming a member because then you'll get free content with it. So, you know, saves you, it doesn't save you money, but it kind of gives you some value for, extra value for the money. So, that you're sharing. So thank you guys. Okay, so Gemini, let's see. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see what's going on. Okay, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, so first of all, we have the Ten of Pentacles, Gemini. So this week is really about loyalty and trust. This is Mercury in Virgo, and Mercury's in Aquarius now, or transiting out of Capricorn. I feel as though for you, a lot has happened in your 8th house, right, over the last couple years. That has a lot to do with shared finances with other people, which means that it's very likely for some of you, there have been stressful financial situations in your home and family life. And so I feel like now things are turning to a more positive nature, and I feel as though some of the relationships that have become fractured because of the 8th house transit in Capricorn are now mending themselves. So, you know, it's like almost the fact that certain things in your family became stressed over money, and then you were almost, I sense it, you were worried that there was some fallout in terms of love between family members because of money, which you should never do, but often happens. And you feel, I feel regret or worry that you were feeling that these financial issues would cause a rift, an emotional rift of the bond. And so I think that there was wariness or worry that people that you love would drift apart because of money. And I think that this is kind of very reassuring that that love is coming back together now. So congratulations, that's a very nice energy. And then we have a new beginning. Somebody around you is on a new beginning. Maybe it's you. It could be someone else. This is releasing the pressure from the whole situation that I just described. So it's almost like musical chairs. You know, one chair is being taken out from another, but somebody either their situation changes or they're somehow removed in a different direction. And so therefore there's a couple extra chairs for musical chairs so it's not as cramped. And that really solves whatever's going on in the circumstance. Here is the next message. We have the 8 of Rods. So positive communication. I do feel for you that there's going to be a very big turnaround this week with regard to love and with regard to established relationships with family members. Let's see the next message. We have the 10 of Cups. Very nice card. So happiness, joy, spend that time with family members. Smell your family members. But with Corona, you know, it might be a Zoom call or FaceTime or whatever. But I do feel proximity and warmth with the people that you care about. Then we have the 8 of Pentacles. So I feel as though if you're in a relationship, it's slowly working its way through its problems. I feel like everybody in the situation is invested to make the situation better, and that's wonderful. And then we have the Empress card. Okay. And so with the Empress, I feel as though love is overcoming all. I think you had systemic issues going on. The fact that two people needed the same chair, you know, to sit in became a conflict. And so love is overpowering that energy, compassion, love, you know, love and sincerity. And so I feel like it's overshadowing those things, and everybody is so relieved to have the option to, because everybody is very much happy. Everybody's on the same page in your family. And then we have the last Judgment card, a big decision. So I feel as though this whole situation is being put to rest. There's a huge resolution to a long-standing problem. This is the best reading so far for you guys, and clearly moving forward in a good direction with people sort of, everybody's happy. Even if somebody is leaving, they're leaving for a good reason. They're leaving because they have an opportunity somewhere else or something like that. So if something's feeling cramped in your family and no one knows what to do because you love each other, now the situation improves, so you're no longer so cramped. I think this is the second time this download has come through, and I feel like this energy of being cramped has a lot to do with Capricorn, and all of this air transits have to do with like not being so cramped anymore. So nice. I'll give you 2 thumbs up. Good for you. That's wonderful, Gemini. Okay, so that's all I have to say about that. Okay, so next sign is the Virgo. Hey, Virgo. I always say Virgo the same way. I love it. Hey, Virgo. I tried to, I need to be, I don't know. I just do it naturally. And I'm like, hey, Scorpio. That's okay. Hey, Virgo, how's it going? Hey, guys. You guys have kept me down for so many years. When all the other signs are annoyed, Virgos keep me. And I think definitely by a landslide, most of you are members. So I don't know, Virgo squad. Yeah, it's like, how does she still get views? Virgos. It's all good. I know where it comes from. All right, so let's take a look at your reading. So here we go. We have the Leo card. So that's Leo. That's a fire sign, yes. Okay, so Virgo, passion, determination with something. I sense a lot of focus in a circumstance that you're involved in. I feel as though this feels to me like a Virgo Leo. She's like super focused on like what she's like, I'm gonna get that thing out of the lion's mouth. I don't know what she's doing in the mouth, but like she's like, a Virgo's like gonna get that, like she's giving the lion its medicine. Have you ever given medicine to a cat? They like freak out. So this is like, she's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna achieve my goal, you know, and very likely it has to do in part in the care of other people. So Virgo, this is you. being a lioness. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. So very determined week. I'm really sensing for you a determined week to get things done, to achieve certain things, you know, to go in a specific direction. And then we have Wednesday, which is the Nine of Wands, not necessarily talking about it. I feel as though you draw back and focus on your private space and not necessarily as open to other people. No, not necessarily as like just telling everybody what's going on, maybe kind of doing it more privately, whatever it is that you're doing. And then we have the Nine of Cups, sorry. And so with that, I feel as though this is like keeping your head down and focused on achieving what you want to achieve. So I feel very much that you're like nose to the ground, nose to the grindstone, as they say, and you see the results that you want within reach. And I feel like you'll have a lot of energy to achieve it, but also I feel like you're pulling back from necessarily talking to certain people about the things that you're doing. You sort of know what you need to do, but now I think in part you have to wait for the right time. And frankly, you know, Venus moving into Capricorn and Mars moving into Taurus, very nice for Virgos, and especially Virgo Leos like me, and then progressively the rest of the sign as they continue. But it's a beautiful grand trine. Here, let me show you guys. It is the first reading of the year live. Hey girl, hey. Okay, so all right, so here we go. So if you are a Virgo, your placements are here. So we have Mars here, Venus here. These are the interpersonal planets, and they're forming a grand trine to your any placements at the beginning of Virgo are going to feel it first. And as these planets continue down the line, then later on Virgos into September and so forth will feel it as well. So it's a nice energy. Likewise, it's true for other planets, but it's particularly nice because it's a grand trine. It's a trine between Venus and Mars, which will be completed in Virgo. So, you know, that gives you an extra amount of energy. It gives you an extra amount of spunk, and in love it's good as well. So although this is, I think, a lot of you getting things, oh, there we go. So Virgo, you have an admirer, somebody's gonna reach out. There's going to be some kind of an offer on the table, an invitation. I always think of Knight of Cups as like an invitation. It may not be a serious thing. It might be from your husband. If you're single, it could be just an invitation to hang out or to talk. But I think somebody's reaching out towards you. Okay. And then we have the Last Judgment, which to me suggests that I think that in some way, somewhere within yourself, you have resolved to move on from some things. And it's like, that's why you're being quiet about it, because essentially somewhere within yourself, you've woken up the lion. And so you've shifted your perspective. And with that shifted perspective, you're sort of approaching things from a different light. And so it is that change that is changing the outward reality. Your goals may have recently changed, or what you're trying to achieve may have recently changed. And with that, you know, the whole game has changed for you, Virgo. And then the outcome is Ten of Pentacles, loyalty. If somebody's making an offer towards you, I think they're coming with true intentions. And if you're trying to achieve something, I really feel like you're trying to do something for your family. And if you're doing something with your family, there's a good reception. There's a very good energy around it. Very good, Virgo. This was a really good reading. So, in other words, they'll leave you alone when you need them to leave you alone. And when you need them by your side, they're going to reach out. So, Virgo's like this. Okay, so here is the next card we have for Aries. So Aries, watch the Capricorn reading. I did some comments for you guys there, but essentially you and Capricorn are on a massive shift. And the shift is happening for both of your signs between being very work-centered to being very socially centered. And so this is very welcome, especially for you. I think that, you know, last year was a lot of work. There was a lot of opportunity and growth, but it was daunting. It was probably just like a bit too much. Like you had to sacrifice a lot to get what you got out of life. And I feel like now you can switch gears a bit. Life is giving you the opportunity to be more of a social nature. Okay, so let's see Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So we have the Page of Wands, or the Knight of Wands, sorry. This could be you, but I feel like somebody is coming in with an invitation. Something changes quickly for you. Somebody shows up with an invitation, unexpected announcement, something good. Okay, and then Thursday or Tuesday we have love. So love shows up, a heart opening, a heart to heart with someone. Things change for the better. Things liven up. There's just a positive shift in terms of communication with a loved one, or possibly you know, just an openness that's coming. I sense fun. I sense that you're more relaxed at this time, that you're more relaxed and things are easier. Let's see the next message. We have the Knight of Cups, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, secondary transits in air. Something is being said out of true love. And I feel like if you're considering going back to someone, even if on an emotional level, so you may have not even broken up or anything like that, but maybe there was some distance, this person's going to say something from the heart to you. And I feel like it's going to be very meaningful, and you're sort of coming together very quickly. And then we have the Ten of Wands. There's a lot of things in front of you that you need to address. And I feel like some of that feels very overwhelming, but this is saying that it's good luck for you to do those things. So if you have a lot of things that you need to do, then do them. This is saying that by doing them, it's going to, and you're maybe wondering if there's any point to what you're doing or what's the point. This is saying like, go do it. There's going to be a good outcome to this. And then we have the Queen of Cups. The person you're with, or a person that you're thinking about, male or female, has an incredibly loving energy towards you. They might be quiet about it and not sharing how much they feel towards you at this time. But they will express towards you some level of love, some level of adoration. That's definitely coming. And then we have the Nine of Swords. There's something in the past that was said. That's where the hang up is in the relationship, or if you're single, there was something that really stirred you off course. And so that thing that stirred you off course was very difficult for you to deal with. It's that awkward thing that was it's that awkward thing that sabotaged things. It was that awkward thing that, you know, it's like the unfortunate thing that was said, and it's like the thing you can't take back, but you still want the relationship to continue, something like that. The next message is the Knight of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. I feel like this is, make sure that you, okay, so let me say it this way. If there was something said to the person that you love and you wondered whether or not they could get past hearing what they heard, like if you said something that hurt them, that challenged the relationship, I feel like make sure that you don't start getting too assertive in this situation in order to, out of worry of this ruining everything. So I feel like this is good, this is no bueno. So this is like carefully moving towards something. This is carefully moving towards something to get back together and reconnect. This is getting in your feelings and starting to argue and fight. So what this is saying is don't be overwhelmed by your current circumstances. And this might be true for the other person or you, but the only thing you can control is yourself. And so therefore, make sure that you stay away from blame language, any kind of, conflict situation. I think that at this time, it's very helpful for you to approach this situation with being open and less so about hashing it out or trying to figure it out with this individual. Their heart is very sensitive and it's open. I really sense that one or both of you really, really want to be together, that there's a real love there, but there's obstacles in the way of harsh realities or words. And so if you want this relationship to continue, then I feel like you can't rush at it. You have to come at it with that warm, welcoming energy. Okay? So that's very important. So thanks, Aries. But good things will work out. Just patience. Don't be too eager and don't be too hasty. Okay, so next sign we have is Scorpio. Hey, Scorpio. Okay, so let's take a look at your sign. Oops. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. All right, let's see. We have seven cards, 6 days. So this is Monday that's past, or the general theme of the week. And the rest are Tuesday through Sunday. And I did a long thing on astrology today that you may want to hear about. Some of it affects your sign because you are a fixed sign. Okay, so here we go. We have the King of Wands, a Sag, a Leo, or an Aries, secondary transits in fire. I feel like you feel a lot of passion towards something, whether it's anger, whether it's desire, or something else. It's like I can sense you going like this. So you feel very passionate about something and it's eating you up. It's eating up your attention. It's preoccupying your mind. Okay. The next message is the Seven of Swords. And what this means is that I think that you feel like somebody is getting away from you or getting away from a situation with regard to you. Some of you may feel that it's not in a fair way, like it's a scam or some kind of, their behavior is of a disingenuous nature. Some of you feel like if you don't do something now towards someone, you might lose them forever. So there's that feeling of, wanting to reach out and hold on to a relationship that you feel is slipping. Okay, and then we have the Queen of Cups. So this could be very much you communicating to a situation. I feel like a sense of urgency that if you don't communicate about a situation, you're worried that things won't work out. And so therefore you open up and you talk about it and you say, oh, I really want things to work. Or maybe somebody has been waiting for you to open up. And so therefore now you feel like if you don't open up, then you're going to lose their attention. And so therefore I think you'll say with kindness something and welcoming energy. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles for the Thursday. And I feel like for Thursday energy, I feel as though financially things are a secure time for you and more wealth is coming in. So success and prosperity, I don't think you have to worry about that so much. But I do feel like, and I feel as though that financial security is going to bring you blessings in the long term. And then we have the Five of Cups in the relationship. The thing is, like, you really want to make a situation work or you want to improve on a situation. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure or worry that you feel towards this person or this situation. I feel like you are concerned that it's not going to work out, and you're very you're hesitant because you feel really badly. I really can sense it's something that's of great importance to you. So those are your feelings of worry this week about that. And then we have by Saturday, I think you'll make a bold move. I think that one person is going to say something to the other person this week, probably by Saturday. And it's going to be motivated. You know, when you miss something, you don't know what you have until it's gone, that saying or that song. It really is this type of situation. It's not necessarily gone, but it's getting there. And I feel like the fact that you possibly could be losing someone of importance in your life is propelling you to make a bold gesture. And then we have the High Priestess. And so with that comes deeper intuitive knowledge about a situation. I feel as though something is going to be said between people that's going to illuminate and give you more information. Don't you love this card? So before there's now a few decks that are multiracial. This deck was one of the first decks that really had like a balance of people representing different ethnicities. You can see it all over. And it's not like, something I don't like about multi-ethnic decks is that they almost like categorize people, and then they like push the politics of that into the cards. Like, this is this type of person, this is this type of person. It feels very inorganic, whereas this to me feels like very like natural, like the world is, and not like we need to have 3 black people, 2 Asian people, a white person, you know, whatever. And this, and like it's this suit or that, like weird kind of ideas. This one is really cool because it has like a blend of people representing different ethnicities, and it's done in a way where it doesn't feel like forced, or it's just nice. So I always like this deck because of this. And the High Priestess is a person of color, and she's beautiful with the pomegranates. Let's see. So I wanted to bring some attention to that. Very beautiful card. Okay, so I just wanted to shout it. Whenever I use this deck, I get kind of excited because it, for that reason. And the Nine of Pentacles too is really beautiful. So, yeah. So it's just there's no like forced politics. It's just it's good. So just natural. Hey girl, hey, we're in a natural world. Okay, so we have the High Priestess. And so whatever's going to, I feel as though you're going to have a conversation with hopefully this person, and hopefully from that will come understanding. Hopefully if you don't push too much to get an outcome, because right now overall, I think I mentioned it in the astrology, pushing energy right now, oh yes I did, pushing energy right now is not too great. And I was trying to remember and I thought I forgot, but I just remembered something. So let me show you Scorpio in the chart because it's important. Okay, so here's the chart and here's Scorpio. Let me show you this. Whoops, let's take it back. So here is January 7th, and this is particularly important for you. The moon will be in Scorpio at 8 degrees, in opposition to Uranus, Lilith, and Mars, and creating a square to the Aquarian transits. It could very well be the 7th, which is I think is Thursday, will be very important for you to get this vibe, to get this insight and understanding about circumstances. So pay attention. And I think that you will, I hope on some level, understand your circumstances, understand the paradigms and the influences around you. Okay? So I feel like you're feeling the pressure because you want a release, you want an outcome to something now. And I feel like maybe you'll get it. Maybe you will get finally some resolution or clarity in a situation. Yeah. you're holding on to a situation that lacks clarity, for example. You're holding on to something that lacks clarity, and it's too valuable to you to let it go, but it's infuriating at the fact that it lacks clarity. And so there's like a sense of suffering. Sorry about my nail, but there's a sense of suffering, you know, around the fact that there's a situation that's frustrating to you. You don't want to let it go, but the lack of clarity is painful. And so it's an uncomfortable feeling, and I feel like that's going to get resolved. Good. Then we have Cancer. Hi, Cancer. Cancers, how about this? Cancers, watch my Soulmates 2000, I want to say 2001, 2021, wow, reading. But in terms of your transits, Cancers, I really do feel like this shift in the air sign, I feel like Aquarius is the antithesis of Cancer. And some of you who have, I know one of you who's a regular commenter, I'm not going to say who, but I'm thinking about you, who's in a relationship with an Aquarius. And whenever I say that, she leaves me a comment saying, but I love my Aquarius. So you keep loving your Aquarius. That's a wonderful thing. But for many Cancers, relationships with Aquarians are intense and tough. So this part of the transit is going to be more stressful for a Cancer than the rest of the year, but in general, this switch is tough for you if you don't have other transits in more favorable signs, or if you have a lot in Cancer. So expect that this week might feel a little uncomfortable, but I do believe that good things will come. And furthermore, there's nothing in Cancer, so it is that kind of, it's like you're in an alien world, you're in Aquarian alien world, and it's like, I don't like, can we go home now kind of energy. But if you just hang out at home and take care of yourself and just ignore the crazy that's going on, I think you'll be fine. So more of a focus in the house. Besides, with all these lockdowns and everything, Cancers do just fine, right? Like, you guys do very well with the energy, so more of that, please, for Cancer. Board games, yes, please. You know, fruit shakes, okay, let's go. What else can we do? Yoga, all right. Netflix, okay. We have a plethora of selections. Okay, so here is your energy through the tarot. 10 of Swords, uncomfortable. I get that feeling that you're uncomfortable. The air transit. However, the silver lining is, as Sun moves into Capricorn and Mars moves into Taurus, that's going to be favorable for you. So maybe not like the general outside world energy is like the weather you don't like. It's the weather you don't like. But your interpersonal connections with other people are very nice. So the world can be hectic and crazy right now, but your relationships with others, they're solid. So this is talking about how you think of the outside world, your colleagues, your acquaintances, not how you think of people at home, okay? And then we have the Three of Cups, invitations to spending more time with people who matter, finding time for people you care about, connecting, reconnecting with people like that. And then on Wednesday, we have the Queen of Cups. I feel as though you're going to have a good heart-to-heart with friends, tell them about things, share your experiences. And then we have the Five of Swords. I feel as though they'll help you see that there are certain things you just can't win. So some things are, I don't know, just bigger than our ability to influence them. The way the world is, we don't necessarily have the ability to change certain things that are happening. Some things are already at play that we have to watch and kind of watch in dismay or shrug our shoulders and be in shock. And I feel like it's been getting to you, bothering you at the fact that you're seeing certain things happen and it's weighing on you. But I think your connection with friends will lift you out of that. They'll give you things to care about. They'll give you things to kind of get happy about or feel better with. So that's nice. And then we have the Cup one, which is the Hierophant Taurus energy. Very good for you at this time. Connection with friends and in your community. I know that there's restrictions, so, you know, mind yourself, but like things like Facebook or other social connections where people meet as groups in some way are very positive. Maybe you'll make future plans once these lockdowns kind of come to an end. Put an end to future plans, or make future plans with people. So for when things end, maybe for trips or just for social gatherings, and you'll be excited about that. So I think a lot of people are going to be celebrating when things get kind of sort of under control. There'll be a big party. We have the Three of Wands, and so you're looking towards the future with a new outlook. I think you're overcoming I think you got in a funk, and I can understand with that December 21st beginning of the air signs sort of energy. I feel like the shift, it's like a cold breeze that has like come through in your house, and it feels not nice, and it's gotten you in like a negative headspace. And I feel like now your connection with people you care about is helping you be more hopeful about the future again. So you're coming back around. And then we have the King of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. The thing is, when I think you're dealing with someone or a situation that thinks they have it all figured out, and that when somebody is so self-assured and confident and smug about things, it really feels as though, how do you say, it's like, yes, you know, this is a type of narcissism too, Cancer. And I feel like, I'm going to say it bluntly, like somebody has the ability to, they're a rational, reason-based person, and they're drawing the how do you say, the reason for things. They're making a point because they can, but it's a flex. It's a flex on their like self-esteem and their smugness, and it's an ego flex. And so I feel like very much that you like, you know, when you see somebody being a bozo or a moron, and they're because they can, like a teacher being like, this is the rules because I can, but they're not reasonable, and you're just sitting there like you're a dumb moron. You don't, but in that situation, you can't do much about it. I feel like you're dealing with that, and I think it's been bothering you, the fact that somebody is that way. But I think that you have people on your side, friends, and you have a whole future, and this person or this situation is a small blip on your radar, and you decide to go around them this week completely. Like, you know, you're and this person's probably pretty lonely. That's the T. They're a lonely troll in the way that's trying to stop you from having fun and living your life. Trolls are trolls. I look down on trolls, like not in a like, well, maybe that is like, but I'm like, when I see somebody doing that, it's like you're really unhappy as a person. So whoever is doing this, you know, stuff, it's like, it's really, there was this video that I made on New Year's Eve. It's like, toxic person, and you got to walk the other way. You can see it on my TikTok. It's like, toxic person, you got to walk the other way. And it's like, very much, this is you, Cancer. It's like, you see this toxic person, Cancer, got to walk the other way. You know, so basically you just have to get out of this situation. There's better people and circumstances around you that are bringing you a lot of heart-based and kind energy. So bye-bye toxic person, right? It happens. We all have to deal with it. And the joke's on them, because everybody knows that they are toxic, but they're just doing what they do, right? So And then they wonder why their life is the way it is. Okay, so we have Aquarius next, sun, moon, and rising. Okay, so hi guys. So you should be, I don't even think my Aquarian videos will get many views because most of you you're gone, you're off, and you're on another level. This is your type of energy, and if you're not feeling it yet, it might have to do with secondary transits, or you're just meant to prepare in the private space of your home or whatever else. But it's a very good energy for Aquarian, sun, moon, and rising. Very top-notch, very fast. Some things in the way with Taurus. If you watch the astrology part, that's very important. But with the Taurus Mars this week, there will be certain obstacles to get through, but it's almost like, you know, that sport where they jump over the whatchamacallit, or like on horseback when they jump over the equestrians, when they jump over the, I don't even know, the obstacle course, right? And that's you jumping over everything, flying, and it's like in a dream, so you're like flying over it, and it's big movements. Okay, so I thought I'm getting weird, sorry guys. All right, so Aquarius, let's take a look. We have the Seven of Cups, very dreamy situation. The sky's the limit. I feel like there's just very good energy ahead of you. So we have the very fast movement towards something, identifying goals this week, and figuring out what goals you want in the future and going for them. Then we have this Four of Cups, and so I feel like somebody will bring some new information in for you this week, and they're going to tell you something or bring some type of awareness to you that is of new nature, and that will be positive. And then we have the Three of Cups, and so what this represents is it's very good for you to reconnect with people, but I think you're supposed to see what they have to say and then decide if this is for you or not. So you know, take that call, make the connection, have a meeting, whatever it is that's going on, socialize in an appropriate way for the restrictions. But yeah, just open yourself. I think make some personal plans and then reconnect with people, but it's very much like window shopping at this point. See what each one is bringing. There's someone from the past, there's something new, somebody's coming to you with a new idea, and you need to figure out what you want. And then we have the Nine of Wands. So in terms of relationships, many of you have iced out your partner, and you're kind of keeping them somewhat away at this time. And I feel like, yeah, just sort of I'm going to, like, the mentality is you're taking some time away, you know, you're like, I'm gonna think about things. He looks pretty devastated, but the Nine of Wands is a pretty good card. Look at him, he's got a bandaged head. It's not auto-focusing. There we go. He doesn't look very happy, but trust me, he's happy. Oh, he's not happy. He's surly. Okay, but he's hanging out on his own, figuring out what he's going to do about it. In fact, I think you're making other plans while putting someone on hold. And then we have the Lovers card. There we go. And then, so we have the Lovers card, and so I feel as though maybe some kind of reconnection, but you definitely need time this week to think about things, or maybe reconnecting with your family in the meantime. And then we have the King of Swords as the outcome. I think you're going to make a decision about the relationship or what you want. I think you have to see, I think a lot of things are going to come to you now. Jupiter is in your sign. A lot of things are going to come in as offers or opportunities. And I feel like a lot of things are coming in for you now. And I feel like you need to see what comes in. People, situations, whatever, animals, whatever's coming to you, ideas, see them, window shop, and then make a decision by Sunday. But there is an underpinning. This is like deciding what you want as a big thing in your life. Like, I want to go in this direction. I want to move to Texas. And so, what can come to you with that decision? And then make your decisions around that. So, this week is a week of seeing the possibilities and then waiting patiently. And then finally, when you feel like enough information has come in, then you know. And I think that you should kind of judge your partner based on your family relationships. Whatever your family relationships are teaching you or have taught you, make a decision about that person fast, for good or bad. Either keep them or get rid of them, and make that decision ASAP. But based on how they are in relation to other people in your family, how they get along with people in your family, but also, are they similar to people in your family or are they different? Okay? And in what way, what works, what doesn't? What lessons did you learn from your family that need to go? Whatever. What is about them that is like your family that you think you should bring them in? So we have Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's take a look. Leo, you had the 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the 2 of Swords come just jumping out at me. Family, loyalty, there's going to be an offer and you will not know exactly. There's a debate which way to go with something. So it's in the air, Leo. Meow, meow. You also came up for Virgo. So if you're dealing with a Virgo, maybe you should watch the Virgo reading. Sun, Moon, and Rising, right? Okay. So let's take a look at your cards. I can't believe it's 2021. When I was 9 years old or something, I thought about 2020 and I thought, like, oh, that's so long from now. That's like completely like we're going to be like, you know, hoverboards and stuff like that. Like, but it's basically happened, hey? But it's different than I thought. Anyway, 2021. Here we go, Leo. So we have the 3 of Cups first reading, first major reading for you guys. So reunion is on the table. I feel like you freed yourself up from one situation that has been taking your time up, and I feel that's leaving you open to other people and other situations. So other people who have been kept away from you because of the fact that you're, how do you say, because of the fact that like because of the sorry, because of the fact you've been weighed down by another relationship, these people are coming back to you now. Here is the next message. We have the 7 of Cups. And so I think that you need to get to the bottom of something with regard to someone. So there's a situation in which you have to look deeper, closer, ask the right questions, don't believe people at face value, and yeah, just give it some more thought. Communication from family is very important at this time. Listen to brothers and sisters' advice about your current situations. They're bringing truth. Then we have the 9 of Wands. I feel as though you too have to take a step back. You're a fixed sign, just like Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus. And I think that taking a step back to see how everything plays out around you is very smart right now. Don't go fast this week. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. It's very likely this is you. And it's very likely this is you saying, I want this or I don't want this, right? And so I feel like you have to stick to what you said and make sure that that which you kind of said is your boundary is going to be met. Then we have the Ace of Cups. And so I feel like you are going to receive some kind of love message. I think that you're being offered maybe even something else, maybe something from the past. I feel like you drew your line in the ground, or you've made a decision. You said, I'm not budging from this. And I feel like you've been sitting there with that decision, and like you're like, I need to hold this position. I need to like this is my position and I'm sticking to it. And while doing so, you were sort of wondering, was it the right choice? Because you really put yourself out there by making that decision. And so now finally you're getting some kind of positive emotional support for having made the decision you've made. It's like distancing yourself from someone that's not good for you. It's like realizing your best friend's kind of evil and you're like, I can't hang out with my best friend anymore, and taking a step back, but then you're kind of lonely because you've taken a step back from the person you spend a lot of time with. So maybe you've been in that holding pattern for a while, or even maybe your best friend came back with apologies, but there's something about it you didn't feel right about. But now there's some more positive energy, maybe a new relationship, or maybe another friend coming back in. The best friend example, it's just an example, but maybe true for some of you. And then we have the Queen of Wands. So you're sort of being proven right about a situation, and I feel like, and I love this card too. So you're being proven right about a situation, and I feel like it feels good, you know, that when it worked out. Because even when we're right in situations, we're taking chances, right? And sometimes when we're making a decision about something, we're taking chances, and sometimes even though we're right, we can still have negative fallout from those decisions we've made. But it feels really good when there's a positive consequence, because then that's the way the world is supposed to work, and then we feel better. And so it's like, in this situation, I think that's what's going to happen. I think that, you know, you just hold your course, and there will be a good outcome to this. I do feel like in the interim, maybe right now when you're watching, it's a bit of an uncomfortable situation, but I feel like that's going to change for the better. Okay. So good luck to you, Leo, chin up. And yeah, just by Sunday, I think that things will get better. That's just 5 days from now, really. So very, very soon. All right. So last but not least, I don't even know what sign. You guys know. Whose sign is it? Taurus. Hey, Taurus. And Taurus is kind of like the big sign of the moment besides Aquarius. The spotlight's on you. You should definitely watch the astrology part, because it's all about Taurus energy. You might feel a lot of pressure to want to go in some direction and feel as though life around you is holding you back. But you don't want to get tunnel vision right now, Taurus, because the Lilith is in Taurus. So you don't want to, like, you know, buy some crazy cryptocurrency nobody's heard about because someone said on the internet that it's going to go up. Or if you see a cryptocurrency going up super fast and you jump on the bandwagon without understanding how it works. Like, don't go crazy with things. You know, be sane and make smart decisions. Okay, so crypto, because it's Taurus, money, right? Okay, so here is the next message. We have the 8 of Pentacles, working really hard. One day is sort of the same as the next this week. Careful, methodical, but I feel like the thing about this card is that there's like a world behind him, like a golden bustling city, right? And I feel like that's his consciousness, like he's doing his job, but something is distracting him, and don't allow yourself to be distracted this week, Taurus. And then we have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, the one thing, everything's okay. So in short, Taurus, everything's good this week, but if somebody comes at you with a pipe dream, or like, here is this crazy unexpected thing, don't fall for it. Okay, so don't, like, steady and careful. Yes, you're frustrated because you want to make things happen, and there's some resistance from Aquarius energy, like Saturn structures and rules. Things are simply not happening as fast as you need them to yet. They're going to happen really fast soon, so don't worry about that. But in the meantime, But in the meantime, I think a bug flew in here. But in the meantime, if there is, if, but in the meantime, if there is some kind of, oh, okay, sorry. But in the meantime, if there is some kind of, that's just scared me. There was some kind of noise. You guys may have not heard it, but I know what it is, and it's kind of serious, but I'm fine. And so, yeah, I'll deal with it in just a moment. But anyway, so sorry. but in the meantime, if there's something that comes to you, see that energy, it doesn't want me to tell you this. That Lilith energy, like creeping up on you, like urging you to act out of aggression or force, not good this week. So be careful with that. And then we have the Three of Swords. I feel like you're going to hear about somebody's broken heart. I feel like you're going to hear a story about how someone's heart is broken, how they're sad about something, about how something is not right, okay? And I think you'll feel very sympathetic towards that. And then we have the Eight of Cups. And I feel like it's your best to go your own direction, step away from any energy that is of an aggressive nature, any sort of frustration or I want to muscle through it. That's not the energy for right now. And I know that feels counterintuitive because Mars is entering your sign, so you just all systems go. But until it clears Lilith, till it reaches about 12 degrees of Taurus, I would be very careful with too much energy. Page of Pentacles. Some of you are beginning a new physical relationship or a relationship with someone who you're very physically attracted to. And it's nice. Very strong indication that there's intimacy there of some kind. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Somebody's going to tell you something of a personal nature, disclose their heart to you, say something personal, and so forth. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. And so I feel as though you feel a lot of sympathy towards someone, but I feel like you're going to be kind to them and also walk away. I think that your priority is with your whatever you have going on. And so I feel as though your responsibility towards other people is modified through that, okay? So thank you guys so much for joining me today, and thank you to my 2 new members. I saw you guys, and the people who gave the super buck. Thank you so much. And yeah, I hope you guys have a nice night and Happy New Year. And if you haven't checked it out, check out the videos that I just made. I put a soulmate video out that I'll click through right here. I'll do the time caps, so I'll see you guys soon. And yeah, thank you guys so much. And thank you to my moderators. Connie, I see that you put the lockdown on someone, so thanks, Connie. Oh, there it goes. Okay, see you guys later. The internet just went wonky right at the end, so yay. Okay, so good night.